I want to tell you a story. Now please keep in mind, this is a true story, and I'm not telling you this because I'm looking for help, but because I see so many going through such hard times that make them want to end their life. So I want you to listen, for this story is about the day I lost an amazing friend and how I died, then lived. I was 5 years old, and he was 7. I was crying when we met because I had lost a beauty pageant. He saw me there and gave me a white rose. "You're beautiful to me," he had said. And it was then and there, in that moment, I made a friend and a boy who at the time I didn't realize the impact he would have on my life. We grew up together. In middle school, he realized he was different. He liked boys. And because of this, he was beaten up every day, sometimes so bad he would end up in the hospital. Once he would return, he would tell his bullies he forgave them. And with a kind smile on his face, I would always look at him and ask, why does he forgive them when they never said sorry? He would look at me and with a bright smile and tell me, I do it because I know they only do what they do because they don't understand, or something else much worse is going on in their life. If I don't forgive them, then I'm just as bad. These words have always made me think of bullies differently, though I didn't fully understand what he meant back then. I watched as he turned into a man and was still close to him after I had to move away. One day, when I was 16 and he was 18, I remember he called me. He had been crying. His voice cracked as he tried to talk. He had explained that he finally found love in a man, true love, and wanted to tell his family and wanted them to meet his lover. But when he told his parents and older sister that he was gay, they threw him out and disowned him. He was talking about wanting to end himself, and he needed me, for I was the only one who would listen. But something happened. I said something I still deeply regret. For we started to fight over the phone about something so stupid. I can't even remember what it was about. But I finished our conversation with 7 painful words. I don't care, Brian. Do whatever. Goodbye. And hung up. No, it wasn't "it will be okay" or "I'm here for you," not even "I love you, Brian." Those words will forever haunt me, for what happened the next morning ripped the very heart out of my chest. The man he loved called me, because I was the last person Brian had called. He too called me crying and said that my friend, the man I grew up with, shot himself. I could have been the one to stop it, but I didn't. I could have been there and talked him out of it, or at least tried. I said those 7 angry words to my best friend. Those were my last words to him. Pathetic. I had hung up the phone, no tears in my eyes, no emotion at all, for the news that he told me of my friend literally sucked the life out of me. I felt so alone and so empty, for I had the thought go through my mind that I couldn't live without him in my life. So I went for a walk. No note, didn't tell anyone where I was going. My body was as though it was on autopilot, drifting through the darkness that had suddenly sucked me in whole. Memories of him played through my head like an old movie. The times we laughed, the times we cried, the nights we spent watching Sailor Moon and eating kettle corn popcorn, curled up under a blanket. When I finally realized where I was, I had made my way to a bridge, standing on the edge, and I fell. Once I hit the water, everything went black. I felt at peace. I felt warm. I felt his arms as though they were wrapped around me. I heard his voice as if he was there, whispering in my ear, telling me to wake up, telling me he was there and he was never going to truly ever leave me. I tried to cry out, but I couldn't make a sound. When I awoke, I was downriver. I was soaking wet, but somehow I was warm, even though the autumn breeze should have made me cold. Yes, I was sore, but I was alive. I could still feel his arms around me, as though he was still there. I laid there on the riverbank, curled up like a child, afraid and lost. And I cried. I'm so sorry. I didn't tell you I loved you. I'm sorry. I was so wrapped up in my own issues and selfishness. You were always there for me and taught me what it meant to be a true, civil human being. But when you needed me the most, I wasn't there for you. I didn't take you seriously. I love you. I need you. I refuse to let your memory die. I'm so sorry. It was as though I could hear him when the feeling and the words of him saying, I forgive you, rushed through my body, and the warmth slowly went away. I had to force myself to my feet and vowed to never let my depression push me over again. I had to be strong, not only for myself, but for him, for those around me. For even though he is gone from this world, he lives inside me. He is the reason I push on. He is the reason I am still alive. If his angel didn't tell me to wake up, if I didn't believe the words I heard that day, I wouldn't be here telling you his and my story. I wouldn't be a mom of the beautiful little boy I have now. Remember to always hold your friends close. And make sure they know you are there for them, that you love them. Don't ever end a conversation with hateful words, because you never know if they will be the last words they ever hear from you. Don't let your darkness push you into that river, for you are not alone. Even if no one else says it to you, I want you to know, yes, you, the one listening, I love you.